We tend to think of blood as, well, just red stuff, right? But that's kind of like calling a whole city just a bunch of buildings. What's actually going on inside you right now is this bustling superhighway, a system that's working nonstop every single second. So today, we're going to meet the incredible A-team that makes it all happen.
I mean, seriously, have you ever just stopped and thought about it? What's actually in there? What's carrying all the good stuff your body needs and, hauling away all the trash? It's one of the most basic parts of us, but believe me, it is packed with some amazing secrets.
And this is absolutely the best way to think about it. As a highly specialized team, every single member has a critical job to do, and they all have to work together perfectly. So let's get to it. Let's meet this internal A-team, one by one.
Okay, so first things first, let's just set the scene. Think of blood as the river of life flowing through your body. It's the main transport system, right? It delivers all the vital stuff like oxygen and nutrients, and it carries away the waste products, like carbon dioxide. Simple as that. Without this constant flow, nothing else works.
So what's actually in this river? Well, you might be surprised to see this. Over half of your blood isn't even cells. It's this yellowish liquid called plasma. The red blood cells, they make up pretty much all the rest, and yeah, they're what give blood its famous red color. And that tiny little 1%? Oh, that's just the security force and the emergency repair crew we're about to meet. The white blood cells and the platelets.
All right, first up on the team, let's meet the heavy lifters, the oxygen couriers themselves, the red blood cells. Their job? It's super focused. They have one mission: grab oxygen from your lungs and get it delivered to every single cell in your body.
And the number of them, it's just mind-blowing. Get this, in a single drop of your blood, there are about 5 million of them. That is a massive delivery fleet, and it is always on the move.
So how did they actually hold on to the oxygen? The secret is this amazing protein called haemoglobin. This is the stuff that actually makes blood red. You can think of it like a magnet for oxygen. It grabs onto it tight in the lungs, and then, like magic, it lets it go as soon as it gets to a cell that needs it.
And their design is it's genius. They have this unique kind of donut-like shape. It's called biconcave, which gives them the maximum possible surface area for soaking up oxygen. They even ditch their own nucleus, the cell's command center, just to make more room for more hemoglobin. They are pure, efficient, oxygen-carrying machines.
Okay, next up on the roster, we've got the body's security guards, the white blood cells. So while the red cells are busy with deliveries, these guys are on patrol 24/7, protecting the entire system from any and all invaders.
And who are these invaders? Well, the general term is pathogens. We're talking about any nasty little microorganism that can make you sick. Bad bacteria, viruses, all that stuff. These are the villains that the white blood cells are always hunting for.
Now, this security detail has two main players. First, you've got the phagocytes. Think of them as the frontline soldiers. They find a bad guy and literally just surround it and eat it. Then you've got the lymphocytes. They're more like the intelligence unit. They produce these special proteins called antibodies to tag the enemies for destruction.
And this is where their teamwork really shines. First, the lymphocytes tag all the invaders with these antibodies, which makes them all clump together. Now, this makes it way easier for the phagocytes to come along, find these tagged clumps, and just swallow the whole group. It's a classic tag 'em and bag 'em operation.
Okay, remember that 55% from our first chart? It's time to talk about the real unsung hero of the blood, the plasma. This is the liquid highway that everything else travels on. Without it, none of the other team members could get anywhere at all. And just look at everything it's carrying. This pale yellow liquid, which is mostly just water, is obviously transporting the red and white cells and the platelets. But it's also carrying dissolved sugar for energy, hormones that act as messengers, vital enzymes, and all the waste products like carbon dioxide. It's not just a highway, it's the whole supply chain.
All right, and finally, every good A-team needs an emergency repair crew. So let's meet the platelets. And what's really wild is that these aren't even full cells. They're tiny little fragments just floating around, always on standby for a crisis. So whenever you get a cut and a blood vessel breaks, the platelets are the first responders. They literally rush to the scene of the injury and start sticking together to form a clot, which is what we see as a scab. This is so important. It doesn't just stop the bleeding, it seals the wound to keep all those nasty pathogens from getting in.
So there you have it, 4 totally different components, and each one has its own vital mission. But the real magic, it isn't in any one of these parts. It's in how they all work together.
It's this complex, beautifully efficient system, all running in perfect sync just to keep you going.
So let's do a final roll call. We've got the red blood cells, our tireless oxygen couriers, the white blood cells, our vigilant security force, the plasma, the essential liquid highway for everyone, and the platelets, our rapid response repair crew. That right there is your internal A-team.
It's honestly incredible when you stop and think about it. This whole team, it never stops, it never takes a day off, and it's all happening without you even knowing. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing, hidden marvels are at work inside of you right this very second?